Hamburger Podcast. Finally, I guess I'm back live on Facebook again. My ban's over. I've never been banned off of Facebook for anything in all these years. And now all of a sudden, anyway, whatever. Guys, I'm here. Glad to be here. Let me see exactly where I am, though. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to share it now. Let's see. All right. Well, that's good, though, right? I mean, that's fracking good. That's all right. That's all right, then. Let's do this, then. Let's share this. Tag friends. Boom, boom, boom. Tagging. Also, guys, freaking share this because, they've been trying to block me forever. So I hope you share it and get it out there for me. Sorry, I'm coming to you guys all right now. I just wanted to make sure I tagged enough people that I wanted to. Pa-pam. All right. Look at you guys. Look, 5 people. Bam, 4. I just lost someone. Welcome, guys. Hamburger Podcast. Glad to have you here. All right. Here's what I want to talk about. Okay. You got Weinstein, you got the Kardashians, you got Trump over here, Pelosi, Gates, the dude's with me though. Tom Hanks right here, Biden, Obama, Hillary, Schumer, just a few of the people. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. The hair is what's up, Grunt the Aussie? How you doing, brother? Glad to have you on here. Yeah, man. I mean, look, are you if you're following this, if you're from Australia, are you following what's going on here? Is the same type of shit going on in Australia? This is what I think a lot of people don't understand around the world. I think a lot of people around the world don't really understand that all this shit, like what we're dealing with all these motherfuckers in Australia, you guys are dealing with these same type of motherfuckers. Like Gates is everywhere. Where is he? Gates is everywhere. Now these motherfuckers, I guess, are Australian citizens. That's a real loss for Australia, right? You got a couple anyway, here's the thing though. I believe that all over the world, this shit's going on the same. Like you got your Kardashian, like I get it, our Kardashians are everywhere, this and that we think. But in Africa, they got their Kardashians. In Australia, in England, in all these places, they got their people. And they have their Obama, they have their Hillary, their Pelosi. I think Gates is everywhere. And I know they talk about Trump, and we talked about the British dude for a while, and we talked about the Canadian crackhead for a while. Sometimes we talk about their people. We talked about Castro for years, things like that. We include their people in our politics. They include our people in their politics. But here's the Clive Palmer. Okay, so you know what? Let me throw that up there, Grunt. Let me tell you this. Yeah, okay. So there you go. But see, that's exactly the point. And I guarantee you there's people over there who are like, no, Clive's cool, man. And other people are like, no, Clive sucks balls, right? And everyone's got their reasons. And now, again, all these people here have assumptions about him, have things about him. One person here, Biden, has personally said things on video, recorded. It's not like grab him by the pussy, which, you just, yeah, okay, I get it. You're kind of a douche of a person for saying that, but whatever. No. Biden said like fully racist bullshit. That's the one person who's been just like, oh shit, this stuff, he did all this stuff. Like there's proof to everything he did. That aside, the rest of these people, yeah, it's speculation, but see, these are people from all different sides. And the deal is, though, the thing they all share is they all have money. They all have money. And again, I'm going to go to the fact is that the playing field is not fair. It's not fair. It's never been fair. It's not fair. It's not going to be fair unless we step away. if we stop working for the rich, stop protecting the rich, stop building for the rich, and just go off and do our lives. If we give up these false luxuries of these trinkets, if we give up the false luxuries of so much crap, you see what I'm saying? You can have your internet. You can have, you know what I'm saying? You can have your World Wide Web and everything else. You can communicate with the world without having every trinket in the world, without. I was at Nordstrom's today with my youngest daughter. We took a scooter down to Nordstrom's to the Grove, which fucking kills me. You know what sucks is I can't, if I ride in a car, my shoulder pops out so bad I throw up and stuff. Like right now it's dead numb. But if I ride on a scooter, it goes numb and shit and it hurts, but not as bad. So I choose, sorry, I got to figure out my hair. I do it backwards. I choose the scooter route. Now follow me on this. Now follow me on this. What? Yeah. Well, no, it's not even that. No, Grunt. No, it's not even. I'm sorry. I jump around. Grunt said if you're not, like if the issue was about him saying no, it goes so much deeper. He voted for segregation. He voted to block busing to include people. He made the comment that poor kids were just as smart as white kids. He has made endless comments. Like he just recently said that unlike the African American community, the Latin community is diverse in their thinking. He said with a few notable exceptions for the African American community. And he thought that was okay to say that African Americans kind of think all one way, but not Latin people. All people think different. All people think like they're people. People never have thought with the color of their skin per se. They think with their brains, with their emotions, with their upbringings and their raisins and understandings and everything else. That's how it works. But anyway, so the people I have Trump, the Kardashians, Harvey Weinstein, Pelosi. And guys, check out my live Facebook. Also check me out on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart. Anyhow, you got all these people, but see, the thing is, these are the haves, tons of haves. So me and my daughter are at Nordstrom's, and there's a pair of shorts there that are $720. $720. As a school teacher, the average is about $1,000 a week. A school teacher would almost have to work an entire week to buy a pair of shorts. The people who work at Macy's don't make enough each week to buy the shorts after a week's worth of work with taxes and everything. They couldn't afford the short. Even if they worked 40 hours, they couldn't buy a pair of shorts at the store they work at. So Nordstrom, and this is the reality though of our world, these people buy clothes that shirts are $1,000. These people buy clothes that pants and shoes are a few $1,000s. These people go on vacations that cost 50, 60, 200,000, 300,000, $1 million. And as long as we keep watching their show, as long as we keep watching their sitcom, the U.S. sitcom that we're all a part of, we're all extras in it. Some of us are sub characters and minor characters and lower main characters and this and that. Like you take, for example, a Sarah Palin. She's a lower level main character at one point. You take someone like Bill Gates, main character, Trump's main character. These people, Weinstein was a main character, Pelosi, these are main characters in the show America. And we're all a part of it, and we're all playing along. And all we have to do, I got to get this right, all we have to do is step out. Step away, and the show's over. And that's the reality, is the show is about us and the way they run us and the games they play ruling us and everything else. And so we all thank you, Adam Fernberg, for sharing. I appreciate that. Guys, if you share the video, I always appreciate that. But yeah, and so we're not waking up as, what's up, Adam Fernberg? I know I say Furberg. I'm going to get it right one of these days. Adam, my Jew friend. my Jew brethren. So the deal is, it's never been a level playing field. It's never been fair. The people who've had have had. They've had it for generations. It's a big lie. All these people you're looking at behind me are all related to other rich people who've been rich. Oh, and Epstein. I'm sorry, Epstein. Epstein was hiding behind me. But so all these people have grown up with money, with the opportunities given to them. They play these games with each other back and forth, and then they hang out together. They grow up together. They party together. They play together. Then they go off and differ, and they fight it together. And we're all the pawns, and we're jokes. And all we got to do, again, like I say, is all we have to do is move away. All we got to do is move away. You know, they occupied Seattle. They occupied part of Portland and this and that. Why don't we go start occupying land and build small houses and just live there? Not protest, just occupy the land because no one's using it. And I'm going to try and get this right. Okay. Occupy the land because no one's using it. Build on it and claim it. Homestead it. What are they going to do? As long as that place is open to all people, like as long as nobody's being kept out or disincluded in this, who cares? Straight people would be welcome, along with gay people, along with transgender people. You know, we'd even welcome white people, along with Asian people and black people and brown people and everything else. We'd even allow everything short of frickin' supremacists. Any supremacists or any hate groups or any hate people, well, it's not the place for you. But yeah, all we got to do is walk away and move away. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's exactly Grunt. That's the point I'm making. By the way, guys, please share the show. I'm finally back on Facebook if I don't get banned again because I'm not saying exactly what they want. Well, then, you know, the point is this. Okay, so right now they decide. I really got to figure out my hair direction with the camera. It's because it's backwards for me, so it fucks me up. They decide everything. They pick everything right now. We can decide stuff by just deciding. See, again, you're watching the entertainment news in the morning. You're watching the entertainment news in the evening or the afternoon or this and that. And you're watching it, and they have Rachel Ray or Simon Cowell or so-and-so or this person or that person, and they show you their house. And they show you this, and they just had this model hunt or somebody. And this bitch is showing you, she was in India during the pandemic and everything. And it's like, oh, no one cares. No one cares about your India trip. Nobody cares about your vacation. No one cares about your crib. Nobody cares about your rich ass shit except for morons. So if the rest of us just step away and stop it, and we don't participate in the anything to do with it, if we stop watching any of these shows, if we stop buying into the bullshit, if we stop letting the shills tell us what's right and wrong. Rogan, people like that, they don't have anything to offer. They don't have anything to tell us. Sorry, I keep moving. It's my shoulder. Just so we know, I'm not like a meth head or something. My shoulder is completely fucked up, or my neck or something. It goes numb every few seconds, and it just drives me crazy. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, until other people get heard, until other people are made to be aware of what's going on in the world. See, they show you the worst white people. They show you the angriest black people. They show you the most pissed off and pro everybody just destroying the country Latin people. But there's a ton of us other people who don't give a fuck, are happy to all live together, who don't want to live in a homogenized society. We don't want to live in a purely heterosexual society. We don't want to, like, I don't identify as straight, gay, or whatever. I identify as I fuck. That's what I do, is I fuck and I have fun and I have a good life. I don't need to identify or label myself as shit. And I'm not going to call myself gender fluid to prove how cool I am. I'm just a fucking human being who's going to do what I want to do. I like to fuck, and I'm going to fuck how I fuck, and however that is, and whatever I decide to do at that time, I'm going to do, and I'm going to be okay with it. 9 dicks in my mouth or 4 vaginas on my forehead, I don't care. Whatever I choose to do. And that's what everyone needs to do. We all need to get out there and just live our lives and stop fucking caring. What we have to care about is the children being mistreated, the children being trafficked, the child pedophilia, and all this stuff. We have to start caring about our children. Yes, I'm going to say this every time. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. My youngest daughter's half black. I'm going to always say Black Lives, but I would have said it regardless of my daughter being half black. Black Lives Matter. And there's a reason that is and was a needed thing. That aside, children across the board, that's the problem. That's the hidden thing. All these people are going down for pedophilia. All these people are going down for these different things. And yeah, I mean, short of affecting you, I hope, would be Tom, by the way. Tom said he doesn't care what other people do or don't do if it doesn't affect him. And I'm guessing with Tom, if I'm correct, Tom, what you're saying is, unless they're trafficking children or doing racist burnings or hunting down people or, doing awful stuff. Yeah. If you're saying what I'm saying, meaning that live and let live. But live and let live means everyone does. That means everyone gets to live free. Nobody has to worry. Nobody's stealing each other's children. No one's taking advantage of children and other things like that. That's the freedom of life, that everybody has the right to have a free and safe life and make their choices and live their life. That's true freedom. That's what we need. That's what we can have. But these people can't have it. These people here cannot have that. If they have that, they don't have their money. If we have that type of freedom, if we have that type of obviousness and openness, they don't have the type of money that they have. Yeah, totally, exactly. No, that's what I figured, Tom. That's why I said I didn't think for 1 second that you didn't care. That's why I was explaining it. That Tom is saying everyone should be able to be free to live their lives the way they want and do what they want. And Tom doesn't. Tom's like me, doesn't care. I hope nobody cares that I live around them. I don't care if they do. And I don't care who lives around me, and they shouldn't care if I do. But I shouldn't care either. And so that's, yeah, exactly. And I'm with you. And that's what I was saying is I know Tom, and I knew that's what you meant. That's why I was clarifying it. And so, yeah, the whole point is that's what I'm saying. But we keep watching their show. Yeah, no, I know that. That's what I'm saying, Tom. I know you're like me. We'd hunt them down if we could. But the point being is we're watching their show and we got to stop. That's what I'm saying is I'm not trying to get famous to have a bunch of money or this and that. And I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. I'm just trying to make everyone aware. Again, if you look at my chart, if you look at my thing, everyone's up there. Like, I mean, I couldn't get everyone in the world, obviously. Like, I couldn't get every shit person in the world, but I picked a group. But they're all up there. They're all up there. Trump's up there. They're all up there. Obama's up there. I liked Obama. I like Trump. That's it. Yeah, I like Trump and Obama out of the whole group there. I don't know that I hate the Kim Kardashian girl. I think she's pretty wise. She took a really fucked up, kind of screwed up rich girl life and made it very successful, and she's pretty on top of shit. I mean, you have to at least give her credit for that. She is a fucking killer. She's an intelligent, strong person who has money and has totally been given everything. But her life was kind of like that rich fucked up. At least I don't know what she's doing, to be honest. Nancy, the kind that's in her cup. Tom said that he wonders what kind of vodka Nancy likes, and I'm going to say the kind that's in her cup. You know what's funny, Tom, is that's actually funny because of the pandemic. I've been drinking more than usual, and so for the last couple of nights, I haven't touched any alcohol or anything for that simple reason, because I want to make sure that there's at least a day or two I can not drink a drink at all. Because before I would never drink in a row, like multiple days or anything. And because of the pandemic and everything, I noticed that like, oh, for 3, 4, 5 days in a row, boom, boom, I'm having drinks every night, right? And then I go, okay, well, I got to take a couple of days off. By the way, guys, if you notice that you're drinking every day, like a lot, every day, take a day or two off. Break it up during the week. Make sure you have 1 or 2 days where you don't drink. Don't let this pandemic make you an alcoholic. Don't let it make you a drug addict. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, totally. Vodka and stuff, tonic, vodka, all that stuff, totally is good for the virus. That's what I'm saying. But you got to make sure you break it up a day or two here and there. There's people who have a beer or two every night. That's different. I'm talking about like I'll have like 4 or 5 shots in a night, but that's fine as long as I take a day or two off every now and, make sure there's days in between. And that's all I'm telling everyone. If you're drinking because of the pandemic, you're smoking weed because of the pandemic, whatever it be, make sure you have some breaks. Like I literally look. So I have to slow down on my intake of the of the MG, of the OG Jama Mama Wama. I got to slow that down a little. I've been hitting the wax a little heavy and this and that. And so I got to slow that down a little because I could hear the wheeze. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to what it's saying to you. I know I'm jumping off topic, but I want to share this with people. Pay attention to your body. It's every single way. You feel nauseous and want to throw up, throw up. When you cough up phlegm, never swallow it, spit it out. Blow your nose, fart, piss, shit. You have to do these things when your body wants to, because that's how you protect yourself and stay good. That's how you stay clean. That's how you stay healthy. I'm just telling you guys, break up your shit, break up your drinking, make sure you're eating, because again, a lot of us are dying right now. I'm losing friends left and right. I say friends. I'm losing people I grew up with and knew and was friends with left and right. And it's sad. I want everyone to be safe and I want everyone to be careful. I want everyone to remember the playing field isn't fair. I want everyone to remember that. You want to see what the playing field is? You guys want to see what a playing, or the real, if they showed us the real fucking playing field, this is what the real playing field looks like. Okay? This is the real playing field. This is what they tell us it looks like right here. Wait, where am I? This is what they tell us we're playing on. They tell us that this is the playing field. We all have fans. We all have the same opportunity. This is the real playing field. The poor are defending this goal. They have to come all the way up here to even get a chance to win. The rich are going this way and just have to kick the ball down and will probably make it in the goal at some point. That's a real playing field of life. That's how it works. That's reality. They don't want us to know this. That's what I'm saying. Every time you're like Biden, someone else is like Trump, and you're like, oh, fuck you. They're like, fuck you. Or you're like, Black Lives Matter, and they're like, fuck you. All lives matter. And someone's like, children's lives matter. Nah, 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 nah. Across the board. All lives matter. Black lives matter. Children's lives matter. Right across the board. Everyone's right, but they got you fighting with each other over it. We want our freedoms to be gay and marry. We want our freedoms to have guns and to have our church and our beliefs. Okay. Like both groups are really like, they would be like, okay, yeah, you can totally, like, I get you want to have your church and you don't believe in homosexuality, and a lot of, like, there's a lot of conservatives out there that are Christian, or a lot of Christians out there, let's just say Democratic and conservative Christians, who don't believe in homosexuality. And there's a ton of men, Christian men, Republican, Democratic, and California's not free at all. Democratic, liberal, Republican men that do not believe and are not okay with homosexuality, except for when they're meeting people on Craigslist and doing it low key and back alley and double list and all that other shit and Grindr. Other than that, though, fuck that. They are not okay with homosexuality, again, except for real low key quiet when their wife's not around. Then it's different. What I'm trying to say is everybody's really okay. They don't really care. The church people and stuff, they don't really care if people want to be gay over here. They just want to have their area where they can be churchy. And they don't want a gay billboard in that area, and that's fine. But over here, here's your town. Like, here's your area. and you go ahead and put your billboard. No, but this is what I'm saying. Most liberals and most Democrats also, they don't care if you have guns. My oldest daughter just sees no reason that these people need guns. And she doesn't understand why anyone would say Blue Lives Matter or anything else. I can explain to her endlessly why other people have their opinions too. But she's at a young mindset, and that's okay. And it's beautiful. And she's ready to fight the world, and that's adorable. But the rest of us don't care. See, the rest of the liberals and the Democrats and the conservatives and the Republicans and the libertarians and the Tea Parties and all these people and the independents and the non-politicals don't really care. They don't care. They don't care if you're straight. They don't care if you're gay. They don't care if you married a woman and you're a man. And they don't care if you married a woman and you're a woman. Or you marry a man and you're a man. They don't care. What they don't want is say they don't want you teaching their kids something they don't want their kid to know about. And it's not your right to decide what someone else's kid has to know about. And that's what I'm saying is you don't get to teach Christianity to atheist homosexual children or the children of atheist homosexuals. You don't get to teach them Christianity. You don't get to force that on them. You also don't get to force homosexuality on people who believe in Christianity. Well, see, but that's what I'm saying, Tom. We have to believe that if we believe that most conservatives don't care, we have to believe most liberals don't care and that most Democrats don't care because, again, the only liberals you're hearing and the only Democrats you're hearing from are the same type of people that are the Republicans that those people are hearing from. Like they're hearing from, there's some dude out in the South talking about like all these racist things and anti-Jewish stuff. Guy's Nugent, not Ted Nugent, but some other Nugent guy, some dick who's like anti-Semitic and all this stuff. But he doesn't represent conservatives and he doesn't represent white people. He represents that dick right there, that guy, that one dick. That's who he represents. The problem is we're hearing from him. So for a lot of liberals and a lot of, Democrats, that sounds like that's what Republicans are saying. But he's one idiot and most Republicans don't agree with him. The same thing. No, totally. And I get that. And that's what I'm saying. I totally get that. But you got to understand that a lot of them see it that way too. Because again, if you're hanging out with a liberal who doesn't care and you're more of a conservative who doesn't care, neither of you are even going to know. It's not going to be an issue. You're just going to hang out and have a good time. But when you hang out with a liberal who's going off about how bad you are and everything, you're going to remember them and you're going to hear that. And to you, that'll become all liberals, just like to them, it becomes all conservatives. Because some conservatives talking about, oh, goddamn Mexicans can't come here and goddamn blacks lazy and women should be in the kitchen and this and that. And then everybody starts going, oh, shit, that's conservatives. No, that's that idiot. That's that inbred motherfucking moron. Not all of us, not most of us. And I'm not conservative, but I'm saying most people, but I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a human being that goes issue to issue. And I tend to lean toward, I don't know, it just depends on the time that we're in as to who I lean toward because things are changing all the time. But yeah, it's in the way that we have to all stop and look to see who's really doing this shit. And when we stop and we really stop and look who's doing the shit, it's like this. Go to your next Klan rally that happens where it's the Ku Klux Klan in the sheets and stuff and uncheat them. And you're going to be like, holy shit, is that dude Latin? Holy crap, half these people are Latin. Like, wait a second. Wait a second. Rosenberg, you're a Jew. Yeah, bro, I needed the money. Because you're going to find out that most of these Klan marches are fake fucking Klan people because they don't really exist anymore. So the Democrats that are psychos wheel them out. The same way that some Republicans some conservative psychos, some like this Nugent whack job was sending people in to start fires and start shit during peaceful protests that were peaceful. There were other protests. Yeah, no, every once in a great while, you'll see them marching, but it's not real Klan people because they don't exist. It's Democrat paid people that dress up like Klan people and march to keep the fear going, even though the Klan was Democratic and they pretend like it wasn't. That's the insanity of it all. That's the point I'm trying to make, is it's all a lie, and that's what we need to back away from. This is the huge lie. Follow me on this. This is the lie that any of these people give two shits about us. That any of these people, I'm going to just say this. All these people, I'm going to fart, all these people suck. They're all privileged scum that come from shitty families. However, at least Trump, I'm going to say this one thing, at least Trump did better the economy, did create more jobs, is enacting something to help people while both groups are arguing. So he's thinking of the citizens. He's a business person who runs a country. He's ran the country pretty well, except for this bullshit that's going on. And if you're going to fault him for the economy due to a pandemic, if you're going to fault him for joblessness due to a pandemic and not realize that prior to the pandemic, we were doing the best we've ever done. If you can't just stop and realize that, if you literally can't stop and go, yeah, no, financially and stuff, this dude was kicking ass. And he was stopping people. He was stopping us from buying everybody else's shit. Well, they didn't buy ours. He was bringing jobs back to America. I mean, come on. Let's keep some things real. He's a chauvinist. He's an egotist. He's a dick. But at least he was running this country where people, me, you, were benefiting. We were all starting to do better. Even, that's what I mean. Every one of us had the opportunity to do better. Granted, I'm doing a shitload better in this pandemic, but that's because life's been pretty fucking wicked for me. So this pandemic's been pretty beautiful in a sense. But for most people, yeah, it's been a nightmare. He didn't do it. He wanted us to keep going and just who dies, dies. Like everything else. Again, they're telling you, keep this in mind, please. This is all you have to remember. Nancy Pelosi, Fauci, both have been around other people, sitting by them, hanging out with them, going to outside events without masks on, taking their masks down, talking, stuff like that. Fauci went and threw a pitch at a baseball game that none of us were allowed to go watch. None of us could go watch the baseball game, but Fauci, who should be busy trying to find a cure, spending all his fucking time finding a cure, had time to go throw a shitty pitch. With my fucked up shoulder, I could have thrown a better pitch. He had time to go throw a shitty pitch at a baseball game that none of us are even allowed to go watch. If you're so stupid that you don't get how pathetic that is, if you're so stupid, Sweden refused to even fucking acknowledge the thing, and they're trying to make it seem like their deaths were bad, and it's bullshit. They have not even, it's been flu-like at best. Flu-like at best for Sweden. It's been no different than their normal flu year. They've had no more deaths than their normal flu year. It's been nothing different, and they've continued to thrive and work and everything else. So it's all bullshit. Yes. Now here's the real teller, though. But here's the thing, Tom. I agree. Tom says the vaccine's been in the work for 20 years, and I agree. He said Sweden hadn't ruined their country, and they're not doing bad. I agree. All things are right. Now, here's the thing, though. Follow me on this. Follow me on this. They're now saying, and Tom, am I wrong in thinking you were in Vietnam? I might be wrong. I thought you were in Nam. They're saying that 3 times as many people have died from the coronavirus than in Vietnam. 3 times as many people have died from coronavirus than died in Vietnam. Now, they're taking the worldwide number of people who died in Vietnam. I'm sorry. They're taking the worldwide number of the people who have died from the coronavirus. My bad, Tom. Sorry. My point is this, though. They're saying 3 times as many people have died from coronavirus than died in Vietnam. So they're taking the worldwide number of people who've died from coronavirus, and they're comparing it to the Americans. The Americans on the side that had the bombs, the weapons, and everything else, they're comparing it to that. Now, you're going to use the world numbers of COVID, and you're going to compare it to the strongest side's casualty number. But if we take the actual casualty death rate, the actual death number for Vietnam was, well, but here's the problem, Tom. Okay, so Tom said this, 55,000 people died in Vietnam. Not true. Not true. Not true. 1.3 million people died in Vietnam. 1.3 million people died during Vietnam. I consider the Vietnamese, South and North, and I consider the civilians and the soldiers to be people. I know you do too, Tom, by the way. We consider them people. So the death rate worldwide for Vietnam was over 1.3 million during the Vietnam War. So casualties caused by conflict in the Vietnam War were over 1.3 million for all involved. If you are going to compare the corona number of all involved, the world corona number, then you need to compare it to the entire casualty rate of Vietnam. And the entire casualty rate of Vietnam was 1.3 million. It was 55,000 Americans. You're completely right about that. That's what they're doing, though, Tom. They're taking this ridiculous number of how many Americans died. And I remember that number was lied about heavily. But how many Americans died in Vietnam? And they're comparing it to how many people have died in the entire fucking world. Of 7 billion people, they're comparing it to how many out of 7 billion died of corona. Right, but but they weren't comparing. They were saying in America we've had 100 and some thousand deaths, but that's what they did. They took the fact that we're the most populated country. See, watch how they do this. They took a thing. We're the most populated country. We're the closest together and things like that all the time, next to China, which also had a horrible death rate. China, Japan, things like that. Okay. So we did that, blah, blah, blah. We took everybody in the world who died, or we took all of the Americans who died of corona, and we compared it to how many Americans died in Vietnam. That's a stupid thing to do. It's a stupid comparison. If you're going to compare the war, compare the whole war. So worldwide, 700,000 people have died, I believe, of corona. 1.3 million died in Vietnam. If you're going to compare, I just think if you're going to compare it. Don't pick the one that works for you. I can take any, that's the problem with comparisons and surveys and everything else and polls. You can manipulate them in any certain way to where they finally work for you. And what they did was they manipulated that number because we know the Vietnam War was a horrible war. And we think, oh my God. And so they manipulated that and be like, oh my God, 3 times as many people have died of coronavirus than have died of, and I get what you're saying now. 55,000 people died, 100 and some thousand Americans have died of coronavirus. You also have to consider how many Americans have died of the fucking flu every year, of influenza, and how much of it's not reported, and then how many people get it. So yeah, I mean, you're totally right, but we'll never know. We'll never even come close to knowing. Again, Tom, my friend just died. He came out of a coma of a heart attack of coronavirus. Everybody I know who's ever died now is coronavirus. And it sucks because there's some people who've really got it and really died from it and this and that. And it's like they feel belittled. They feel like we're mocking their lives. They feel like we don't care about them. Like they really have family. They've lost family to coronavirus. It's true. And they feel belittled. They feel not cared about. They feel like they're a joke in the society because They've been made to feel that way because we're questioning the overall things. We're questioning the true numbers and why we have to be so shut down. We're questioning why everything has to be. We're questioning why churches can't be churches, but Home Depot can still be open. We're questioning why McDonald's is essential, but church isn't. Temple, mosque, whatever it be. Why aren't those essential? And why are those people adhering to secular laws when it comes to their religions? Religion, church and state don't mix. So the state really can't tell the church they can't be religious. They have their religious freedom and they have the right to do it, and the people know it. And please remember this one thing, and I'm just going to end with this. Just please remember, I don't know if Trump's in on it. I don't know if they're all in on it. I don't know who's doing what. I do want to see Trump win 2020. I'm going to be totally honest about that. I would vote for Trump 2020. Actually, Terry Crews 2020. But if not, I would vote Trump 2020. But I don't 100% believe he's not 100% in on it. I don't believe he's not the mastermind of it all. I think they're all these people are in on it in different ways. I think the only people not doing shit right now are Epstein. He's the only one who stopped everything. He walked away. But what I'm going to tell you is we're being tricked. We're being fucked over. We're being lied to. We need to stop watching the show and we need to just go. We need to go leave your apartments. Where else is it? Yeah, I mean, God, no, I'm going to put this up. Grunt, I'm going to tell you, Grunt said the ideology of most Americans is America is the only country on the map. Is that correct? No, not at all. But it is an ideology that's put out there to everybody that's how we feel. It is an ideology that some people do express from this country. It's like people wore Che Guevara shirts without realizing the guy was a rich kid racist, a dick. Then people found out. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is those same people who wear Che Guevara shirts are the same people who believe like America is the only thing that matters. And that's what I'm trying to tell them. That's my point about all this. Everything you see going on here is also happening in England and Saudi Arabia and Africa and Japan and China and Israel and Iraq and Iran. We're lying in that each country pretends like it's the only country. Each place kind of thinks it's the only real place per se, that they have their way of this and they're the ones who do this and this and that. Meanwhile, all over the world, they have twins. So we all are the same. So the same people in Australia who think like the outback, mate, it's the only real men, and if you can't go in the outback, I can't do an Australian accent for shit right now. But it's like they'll tell you, oh, yeah, that's not a spider and this and that. Shut up. Everyone's got big spiders and everyone's got this shit and everyone's got their poisonous shit and da-da-da-da-da. And that's what I'm saying. But you probably aren't that person, Grunt. I'm not that American who thinks America's this shit. I think America's just another place in the world. I think the people here are just more people. I don't think anyone has a right to put up walls anywhere. I don't think anyone has a right to keep other people out of a place. I think we need to be able to wander. We need to be able to travel. We need to be able to explore, go anywhere. We need to be able to travel across people's properties without making trash or littering or robbing or doing anything. Just walk straight across their land and then not care. They'll be like, how you doing? Grab a soda? Want some water? Think we need to be able to go back to where people can travel, but they're not going to rob you or kill you. There's an expectation of manners, of humanity to one another. And we need to go back and forward. We need to go back to a time where we were kind and loving. We need to go forward to a time where we're kind and loving to everyone all around. And thank you. Yeah. So I get exactly what you're saying because, as a reputation, America acts heavily like, oh, we're the shit. As Americans, many of us do not feel that way. We feel there's great places all over the world, and we're not the only free country. We're not even really that free a country. We're not the greatest country. Other countries are great too. Other countries are bad too. We're bad too. Everyone's got their good and bad, so to speak, except for Tahiti. Tahiti's the devil. No, I'm kidding. Just look, let's just if we get rid of Tahiti, we could really change the world. Is all I'm saying.